This is a meeting of the Tinton Falls Borough Council being held April 2nd, 2024. This meeting is hereby called to order. Would the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Open public, pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board at Borough Hall and by notification to the Asbury Park Press, the Newark Star Ledger, and the New Coaster at least 48 hours prior to the meeting and filing with the Borough Clerk, all on December 19, 2023.
May I ask the clerk to call the roll?
Ms. Buckley? Here. Dr. Dobrin?
Here.
Mr. Manginelli?
Here.
Mr. Nessie?
Here.
Mrs. Clay is absent.
At this time, I would like to invite everyone to join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. There is one set of meeting minutes for approval. May I have a motion to approve the March 5th, 2024 regular meeting minutes?
So ordered.
May I have a roll call? Did you second that, Mr. Nessie? Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. Before we move on to reports, I would like to ask Councilman Nessie to please read the Arbor Day 2024 proclamation.
Thank you, Deputy President. Proclamation celebrating Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other products. And whereas Tinton Falls has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Now, therefore, Vito Perillo, Mayor of the Borough of Tinton Falls, do hereby proclaim April 26th as Arbor Day in the Borough of Tinton Falls, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. Signed, Mayor Vito Perillo.
Thank you, Councilman Nessie. We will now move on to the reports, starting with Mr. Fallon, our CFO.
Thank you, Deputy Council President. I have nothing to report tonight.
Then let's go to our Business Administrator, Mr. Tarafinko.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Deputy Council President. Fitting with the Arbor Day proclamation, I'd just like to remind everybody that April 28th we have Earth Day, and we're going to pay a tribute to a lifelong resident who was recently passed, Mrs. Carney, who was instrumental in all of our Arbor Day celebrations as well as our Shade Tree Commission. So that's going to be April 28th, and memoriam of Mrs. Carney. There's going to be a tree planted for her. April 13th we have the Little League opening day. That's going to be at 9 a.m. and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Tarafinko. Mr. Starkey, our Director of Law.
Yes, thank you, Deputy President. I just want to make the council aware of a minor change to one of the resolutions. You can still proceed with it tonight, but it's Resolution R-24-056. This is a resolution authorizing the borough to join in with the Monmouth County Sheriff's Office for application for a grant. This is in the nature of a shared services agreement. We were hoping to have a dollar amount to put into this resolution, but that has not yet been determined. That can be put in later. So instead of having a dollar amount, this is just authorizing the borough to join the application. There's nothing else that's changed. I just wanted to make that noted for the record. And that is all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Mrs. Starkey. Ms. Hutchinson, our clerk.
I have no report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll go on to council reports. Ms. Buckley.
Thank you, Deputy Council President. Just to piggyback on what Mr. Tarafinko said with regard to Earth Day, we have the next Environmental Commission meeting. We're going to be meeting weekly online just to prepare for Earth Day, but I believe the in-person meeting is going to be the 18th, according to our borough website, at the Crawford House this month instead of the 25th. And I was not able to attend the Easter egg hunt, but I've seen all the pictures and congratulate the rec department, the DPW, and administration for a great job on that. Looked like a lot of fun. That's all for my report.
Thank you, Ms. Buckley. Mr. Manginelli, please.
I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Nessie.
Thank you. I have no report this evening, but I do want to mention that my family and I did attend the Easter egg hunt. A lot of thanks to DEP, Department of Public Works, not DEP. The police and the rec department. Sherry in the rec department and her helpers all day did a fantastic job. Every event, they're just wonderful, and just want to say a big thanks to them. So, thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Nessie. So my report is about March 24th. That was our recreation team provided the Tinton Falls with the Easter egg hunt. And again, as mentioned by both Ms. Buckley and Mr. Nessie, it was just a great event for the residents and the children. Always a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Thanks to the Tinton Falls Police, the DPW, for all the generous contributions for the event, all the prizes that the kids got. That was wonderful. And all the volunteers who made this a special day. And of course, I want to give a shout out to the Easter Bunny. I don't know if anybody knows who that Easter Bunny was, but it was it happened to be Abby, which is Angie Swarup's daughter. And like mother, like daughter, there is a saying for that. So Angie's always volunteered, and obviously her daughter's taken after her. March 22nd, we had Women in History Month was celebrated with photos right here in this courtroom. Our TF women employees and the elected officials right here in the courtroom. And we want to thank also congratulations to our Tinton Falls engineer, Tom Neff, on the birth of his son, Owen, on March 20th. And that's my report. So at this time, we're going to move on to the budget items. May I please ask the clerk to read the title of the first resolution?
R 24-047, resolution to read 2024 municipal budget by title.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. Okay, the next agenda item will be a public hearing on the budget. This is the time the public may comment only on the 2024 municipal budget. May I have a motion to open the hearing on the budget?
Motion?
May I have a
Second.
second? A second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment at this time on the 2024 budget? Please remember to state your name and address for the record. Hearing no other comments, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on the budget?
Motion?
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I please ask the clerk to read the title of the next resolution?
R 24-48, resolution certifying self-examination of the 2024 municipal budget.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. May I ask the clerk to read the title of the last resolution?
R 24-49, resolution adopting the 2024 municipal budget.
May I have a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second?
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. Okay. We're going to move on to ordinances. There is one ordinance on for introduction this evening. I'd like to remind the public that when an ordinance is introduced, there is no public discussion. The public discussion for the following ordinance will take place when it is up for final consideration. With that, may I ask the clerk to read the title of the ordinance?
2024-1512, an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the Borough Code entitled Building and Housing to add a new section to be entitled Lead-Based Paint Hazard Inspection Requirements for Rental Dwellings. The public hearing will be held on April 16, 2024, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached on the agenda.
May I have a motion to approve the introduction of this ordinance?
Motion?
May I have a second?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. There are no ordinances for final consideration this evening. We're going to go on to public discussion. May I have a motion to open the public discussion?
So ordered.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is the time the public may comment on any topic of their choice. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, at this time, I would like to ask the clerk if any public comments were submitted prior to the meeting via email.
There were none.
Hearing no further comments, may I have a motion to close the public discussion?
Motion.
May I have a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Does any member of council have anything to add? Anybody?
Nope.
Okay, then I'll just mention that we're looking forward to the return of Council President Risa Clay this week after her vacation to Ireland. And that's my comment. Now we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items any member of council would like to be removed and be voted on separately? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion?
May I
Second.
have a second? Thank you. May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Buckley?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes. This concludes today's business. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Second.
May I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Manginelli. All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is now adjourned. Time?
Nice job, Deputy Council President.
Great job, Larry.